nor morals. 2005. 19 years have passed from the day of the Great Purge. Both once glorious empires and their loyalists now lie in ruins. However, amidst these ruins, new civilizations start to rise up to the unforgiving sun. From the rusted, radioactive derelict of the old world, new entered states, both brave and wild, emerge to join the never-ending battle for the right to exist on the planet, mutilated beyond recognition by the flames of apocalypse.
Hey Nina, what's going on? I haven't been reading out loud because it's so tiring for me. It's like, and there's so many different people to talk to that you can't give all the different people different voices. So I've just been kind of reading silently. But reading out loud, even if people can't hear me reading out loud, seems to bring the story to life more because I'm hearing the words instead of just reading them silently. I just found out that the person standing next to this guy was a girl who was disguised as a man. She was in love with this guy. She ran away from home with him. And they joined this gang because they didn't have any food or weapons. And now she's pretending to be a man so people will leave her alone. What are you doing here? Like everyone else, I used to survive with one click in the north. Now I'm with the criminals, but not to worry. I'm not a I'm not a bad person. I don't wreak havoc. I guess my comrade criminals understand it too. They don't make me do something I wouldn't. It's more convenient and reassuring for them if I guard them or do the reconnaissance. And I got used to this place too. I get your point. Can I ask one more question? Tell me some rumors. The wasteland is getting more and more dangerous. The animals began to change and to reproduce with great speed. You can't move about without bumping into them. The chances to avoid an encounter with them are nearly zero, so be prepared. Man raises his hand to his forehead mockingly, like a pre-war Boy Scout. Yeah, she had a mask on. Oh, that's the same type of hat. You probably like it more when I read it out loud, right? Than you reading it. A bold, bearded man wearing a pre-war tracksuit is standing in front of you. He's staring intently at the ground as though his shaven head is troubled by some heavy thoughts. However, as he feels you approaching him, he flinches and speaks to you first. His voice sounds almost timid. Oh, hello there. What brings you here? Let me see. He's got a condom. Some drug boosters. I like the healing items. Let me stock up on the healing items. Oh, carrots are good for curing poison. Don't bow. What are you beefing about, big guy? The man looks around him nervously and turns back to you. A fake smile appears on his face. Never mind. I'm not beefing about anything. Whatever made you think that? Heh heh. Speechcraft. Come on, you can tell me. I can keep a secret. Or strength. I wouldn't recommend lying to me. Are you plotting something? Spill it. Spill it out. Success. The man twitches, frightened, and begins to nervously look around. Finally, he sighs heavily, as if he's come to some difficult decision, and addresses you in a husky, unruly voice. All right. Don't start the fuss. Listen, I've got, a quick question. In short, here's the thing. I mean, how do I put it? Listen silently to what he's got to say next. So I've got this question to ask you. Yes, as I've told you already, in brief, it's sort of a delicate matter, sensitive even. I'm counting on some tactfulness. Listen silently to what he's going to say next. The man scratches his beard and clears his throat. It's gonna go on forever unless I tell him to hurry up. I've had conversations like this before in real life where they just won't spit it out. Yeah, it's very complicated. Let me see how to approach it. How can I present this issue in a most appropriate manner to avoid any misunderstandings, but at the same time to do it with a taste of decency? I've got a feeling this is going nowhere. Bye. Are you kidding me? Ask your question already. Listen silently, see what he's going to say next. Because stunning someone like that is also wrong. Well, I'd say it's criminal even. Just a moment. Look, I just need to verbalize my idea to make it concise and precise. Tap your nails on the face with your watch. Hurry up, I don't have all day. I'm going to keep listening. In fact, it's an important skill to keep the thoughts precise. Keep the thought precise, to not let it wander, to finish what you've started, yeah. Expressing your thought, well, it can be very useful in life. Actually, the ability to speak eloquently is a real talent, a talent that no one is naturally blessed with. Take me, for example. I'm not skilled at talking, let alone talking eloquently. Yeah, so, as for where I was going, I've been standing here long enough, but there's a time limit to everything. Bye. I'm going to continue to listen. It's going towards a very sensitive and content-wise questionable issue. An issue I wouldn't have raised without a valid reason, in short. Well, to make a long story short, have you ever thought of hitting on a guy, like, in that sense? As soon as the man fires out the words, he blushes violently. Well, it happened to me, I won't deny it. Me? Never. It's not my cup of tea. Geez, why are you asking? Why asking? Well, you see, the bearded guy looks around and bends closer to you. Have you seen the lad at the other gate to the camp? The man casts a quick look to the side and switches to whisper. And I'm not talking about the Kosoi. We've got Sasha by the second gates, and then there's this little lad who's running around him all day. He's wearing a mask and a hat. Damn it, I just had his thoughts. I had this thought that, well, darn, I mean, in short, I just had this thought about this lad, if you know what I mean. Now it bugs me. Well, keep on suffering, then it's time for me to go. Wait, the one with the red scarf on the face? I've got some unexpected news for you. What news? What are you talking about? This is a man, no doubt about it. You know what? I think it's your problem to solve it yourself, so it's time for me to go. It's not a lad, it's a girl, in fact. The bearded man looks at you in confusion, but finally your words hit him and he raises his eyebrows in surprise. Seriously? This is probably Sasha's girlfriend, then. Well, that's a great relief. I can't believe I doubted myself so much. Actually, it doesn't matter. It's not the sexual orientation that defines a person, but their personality. Option 2, I see. It must feel like a weight has been lifted off your shoulders, or shrug. I'll say the middle one. The man nods in agreement and smacks you on the shoulder amiably. True that. I've never doubted myself so much in my life, and then this surprise happened. They say another man's mind is a closed book, and it turns out some people don't even know themselves. Who would have thought this could happen? Things like that do happen. Let's change the subject. The man nods and pats his bald head with his, I think it's supposed to say bald head, but it's spelled wrong. Because it's a Russian game, translated to English, I believe. So it says bold, but I think it's supposed to say bald, because he's got a bald head. Perhaps I could ask you a few questions. Ask away. Why not answer your questions, I guess. Tell me a bit about yourself, mate. There's nothing much to tell. Before I joined the factory, guys, I had been surviving on my own with just a knife for a weapon and nothing but stale bread to eat. Once I came across a dead body. It looked like a man was mauled, but he still had a weapon, ammunition, food, and water on him. The food had gone, of course, but the water bottle was intact, sealed. At first, I was surprised he had a weapon and bullets, so how come he couldn't defend himself? I disassembled the rifle and saw that bullet got stuck when exiting the magazine case. I got it out, cleaned the weapon, reassembled it, and saw that it worked. Now that I had an assault rifle, I sure felt more cheerful. Believe it or not, but on my way here I only used 3 bullets. One time a wolf thought I was an easy prey, but it was badly mistaken. I killed it with a single shot. Right, there's 1 bullet. What did you do with the other 2? Yeah, 1 was for the wolf who wanted to make dinner out of me, and the other 2 were to some gangers. They wanted to take my clothes, my weapon, and my bicycle. Well, strictly speaking, it wasn't mine. I found it by some abandoned house. A bike was a faster way to travel. So I spent those 2 bullets on them. Their corpses are probably still lying there, as I didn't even get off my bike to collect the trophies. Now I regret not collecting them, but there you go. Right, it looks like you're indeed not a bad shot. Perhaps you have some advice for me. Show me your rifle shooting position. You showcase your shooting skills to the bearded man, and he gives you some valuable advice on how you could improve them. After the fruitful conversation, you feel that your level of shooting knowledge has grown significantly. Ooh, my automatic firearms went up 5 points. Yep, thank you. Right, that's better. So, was my expertise helpful to you? Yep, thank you. It came in really handy. It can be really handy. Happy to help. One's experience should serve other people and not just oneself. Well put. Can I ask something else? What can you tell me about this factory? As I understand, it used to be a brick factory. Doesn't really have any machinery here, but it makes sense. People have looted it already. What they couldn't take became our headquarters. Now it's like a real castle here. So it is. Can I ask you something else then? What are you doing here? Same as everyone else. I guard the perimeter and patrol the area. Although we've got a real civil area here by today's standards, it doesn't make it any less dangerous. On the contrary, really. Where there's civilization, there's money. Where there's money, there are criminals. So there. So it is. Can I ask you something else then? Go on, I'm all ears. I already asked him. Did I ask him? No, I didn't ask him a rumor. There's a rumor circulating. So if I put this... this is a good feature. It tells me the past, what you talked about. I like that. There's a rumor circulating out that the farmers from Otrinoy have sniffed out our man in the village and stabbed him to death, or Maybe they hired some lowlife to do it for them. It's an interesting rumor, isn't it? The man looks at you suspiciously. Yes, yes, very interesting. Let me ask you something else. Okay, that's it. I played off camera a few times in between videos. And I got this clown nose. This may have been on camera, me getting this. Clown nose. I got a good shield now. I bought a helmet, good helmet. Right now he's wearing a stealth helmet in case he wants to take stuff. Got a better gun. I read a lot of skill books. Whoops. I read a lot of skill books. I spent like all of his money on books at the library to boost skills. So I'm happy about that. And like I said, eventually I'll respec the character and put the stat points in other skills. Okay, I'm gonna do a quick save. You see a tall, strong man in his 40s. He is armed and dressed like many of his comrades in the bandit camp, but one little detail sticks out. On the sleeve of his thick jacket is a sunburnt tag with blood type. It's obviously came from some sort of uniform. Seeing you approach, the man glances at you as if evaluating your worth. If you have some business, you better speak to my boss. Nah, I just wanted to chit-chat. Personality's too low. You can speak with my boss. I'm not the talkative type. You obviously didn't make a good first impression on this tough-looking man. He looks at you suspiciously and grips his automatic rifle tighter. Well then, I'll go. So equipping the shield when I'm in town is probably not good. It's lowering my strength, which is lowering certain skills. And this is lowering my personality, but giving me +1 to luck. Slightly affects almost every action your character takes. Before you stands a tall man in a dusty suit with a leather holster on his hip. He looks nothing like the other men at the abandoned factory. His posture is straight, his hair combed, and his eyes radiate intelligence. Seeing you, he tightens the knot on his tie and says in a calm, measured tone, "Yeah, I'm listening." "Are you Denisovic?" "The same, and who are you? Your real name, please." Denisovic looks at you straight in the eye, which immediately makes you uncomfortable. His frosty gaze seems to peer directly into your soul. Ooh, I'm kind of afraid to tell him my real name. He said, "Your real name, please." Marks. The boss writes your name in his notebook, then looks up again, waiting for you to continue. "I was sent here by Kosoi. It's about a job." "And why did Kosoi think you'd make a good candidate? We're looking for a very specific type of person. I have a thief's passport." "You're one of those types. Alright. I'm not going to look a gift horse in the mouth. So you looking for a job?" "That's right. Can you help me with that?" Job, job, job. He snaps his fingers. I do have a job for you, or let's call it a test. Go into the main facility, which we're using as a barracks. Look for the locked door with 2 guards and talk to one of them. Talk to the one named Shishak. He'll give you the rest of your instructions. First Kosoi sends me here, now I have to go find this Shishak. What am I, a fucking mailman? I'll just nod silently. Man, a few words, that's good. Return when you're done and we'll discuss your future. Alright. I'm level 5. Yeah, I seem to be leveling up very slowly because I picked this child prodigy skill. Yeah. It's taken forever. Let me look at something. I'm gonna quick save. I want to look at the perks, because my character's leveling so slowly. I just want to look at the distinctions. Hunger hits you twice as fast. I like this one, but you have to... The character gets hungry so fast. I don't like having to worry about that. Circus education. Ooh, no, I want the carry weight. Cursed sniper seems good. Shooting gallery fan. This one seems to be really good. It lowers all your skills, but you're getting 4 free characteristic points. That seems like a lot. And there seems to be a pretty good amount of books in the game that boost like all these stats. Yeah, if you're making a personality character, this seems really good. Unlucky Optimist. Critical hit damage up. Critical hits do more damage, but you're less likely to get a critical. Savage Hunter. You love to lose yourself in the hunt so much that you never Get into the habit of bathing or shaving regularly. 35 plus 35% damage to animals. You can skin animals without a knife. Wow, that's a lot of damage to animals. I wonder if that counts for spiders. Slick dealer. It takes twice as long to get hungry, plus 10 to survival. That doesn't seem very good. You lose strength and carry weight. You're a fearless public speaker and always prefer a peaceful solution. This is reflected in your terrible fighting skills. Plus 3 to personality. Plus 20 to speechcraft. Technophobe. You never liked crafting or technology. Why go to all the fuss of using a tractor when a shovel will do the job? Plus 1 to strength and endurance. But you lose a lot of technology and crafting. Yeah, I like glutton. You know, without glutton, I don't have glutton right now. It seems like my character always has too much food. So maybe I should have just picked glutton and lone wolf. Use weird chems to enhance your muscle growth. With the other character, yeah, I feel like that's good for what I want, is lone wolf and glutton. Hunger hits you twice as fast. But like, I'm always selling potatoes and stuff like that, and the food does not seem to be an issue. Like, he always has more than enough food. I feel like I should have went with glutton and lone wolf. Because I'm not using the personality stat. Yeah, I probably should have picked glutton. Because I'm leveling really, really slow. Very slowly. Why are there so many saves? $13.46. Hi, Dan sent me. Are you, by any chance, Shishak? He looks at you with a sly grin on his face. Dan saying to talk to Shishak? Well, let's assume that you found him. He told me to speak with Shishak about a test assignment. Very interesting. And it would be even more interesting to Shishak if you would tell him that, or maybe you just did, I don't know. Listen, are you really Shishak? Your reaction is kinda odd. The man looks at you quizzically. Let's assume that I'm really Shishak. The key word is assume. Strength, cut the crap. Are you the one I need to talk to or not? Listen, my friend, now is not the time for jokes. I was sent here by your boss, and he is not the guy to play games with. Intellect. The assumption of having two correct answers in a question that has only one solution, a pure nonsense. If I dare say so myself. Streetwise. Listen, Vic. You can talk like that with your hoe or whatever. Say it straight before I shank your ass. This is funny. Listen, Vic, you can talk like that with your hoe or whatever. Say it straight before I shank your ass. I'll say this one. What? Okay, whatever. You need to talk to my neighbor over there. Damn egghead. Points to you to the man. He points you to the man next to him. Oh, I should have picked Glutton. Why did I not pick Glutton? Before you stands a broad-shouldered man with cold, cruel eyes. He's quietly discussing something with his buddy and does not look at your direction. Maybe he's Shishak, the fella you need to talk to. Hi, Dan sent me. Are you by any chance Shishak? Maybe yes, maybe no. What did Dan say to you? Dan just told me to speak with Shishak. The man spits and fixes you with a cold stare. At last he takes out a bunch of keys and begins to reluctantly sort through them. Well, here I am, son. Shishak himself. Don't faint from all the excitement. Wait patiently. Shishak starts whistling to himself. He goes through the keys again from the start, happy to take as much time as he needs, and maybe a little more. We need to unlock this door, son. And as you can see, there's a barrel worth of keys on this ring. Most of them don't even open anything in the camp. They were just kicking around when I found it. I never got around to sorting out the useful ones from the useless. Hope you understand. I understand perfectly fine. Shishak yawns and lazily stretches his neck. He then proceeds to search for the right key. He takes his sweet time, periodically grunting out a meaningless observation to the man standing next to him. Which is the correct one? I can't seem to remember. Heck, excuse me, son. This is a bit awkward. Yeah, real awkward. Nod silently. Time passes, or at least you assume it does. It seems as though Shishak's forgotten about the right key, about you, and about everything else in this weary world. He slowly and deliberately runs his finger around the keyring, stretches only occasionally raises his eyes to you with a slight grin. Finally, he snaps his fingers and removes an unremarkably brass key from the ring. Oh, here it is. Well, you can see how quick I am. No need for nagging, boy. Before you stands Shishak, square-built man with cold, cruel eyes. He's looking at a huddled prisoner with gag in his mouth. The prisoner is squirming on the grimy floor, trying his best not to look at anyone in the room. He's obviously in fear of beating. Looky here, kid. We keep our guests in this room. He squats in front of the prisoner, who instinctively recoils and shrink down on himself even further. Shishak then starts clapping his hands near the man's head in constant rhythm. The prisoner winces at every clap. He was a little tense. His silence made no sense. I saw a little piece of crap and put him in a body bag. Ha! Why are you so antsy? Stop shivering and look me in the eyes, you stupid frick. Blinking uncontrollably, the prisoner raises his watery eyes to Shishak. The bandit clicks his tongue and clenches his large fist in the prisoner's face. The man flinches back, but Shishak only grins and dusts off his pants. He looks at you and spreads his hands. He's a nervous fella and a quiet type, maybe because of the gag, haha. Who is he? Who is he? Same schmuck from Otradnoy. Talked up a storm about his money, but was it worth it? I don't think so. So now he has free accommodations in our luxury apartments. Believe me, in the beginning I was gentle with him. Just gave him a couple quick chin checks. That's all, but he kept screaming, sometimes along the lines of, I said some stupid things, I have nothing on me. He's bluffing, I tell you. Damn it, you're an asshole, Shishak. I'll say... Okay, what do I need to do? Your job is easy peasy, look here. Shishak reacts, reaches in his jacket, pulls out a polished TT gun. What do you think, Nina? Should I should I start over and pick Glutton instead of the other one? Because my character's leveling too slowly. This is a gun with one bullet, and here's this mutton head. The rest is up to you. I don't think so. If you can, I don't know how. You can. I know you can respec. I know you can respec your stat points, but I don't know if you can do your backgrounds. And I'll just go with this one. At least I don't, my character doesn't get hungry too fast. So that's good. You've got carte blanche. Kill him right away. Or extra, a little payment first. I don't really care since he only pays on one sad tune. I don't have any money. I'm not a millionaire. Only the grave will fix what's wrong with him. That or some vigorous abuse of vital organs. The bound prisoner begins to shudder and mumbling something into his gag. He looks up at you with a mixture of hope and fears, but leaning more towards fear. Zizek takes a couple of steps back and watches with interest. The second thug joins him. Aim at the prisoner. You aim the gun at the prisoner. The bound man begins to quietly whimper and slowly crawls away from you. His gaze, as full of terror as a wounded deer, is fixed on the muzzle of the gun. Lower the gun. The bound prisoner is breathing heavily, shriveled up at your feet and staring at the floor. Zizek is grinning sadistically while his companion picks his teeth with a match. Pistol whip the prisoner. You wind up and strike the bound prisoner with the pistol grip. The man instinctively pulls his head as far as he can into his shoulders. Zizek grins and winks at his companion. Look at this guy. That's a man who enjoys his work. Hit the prisoner again. You hit the prisoner and he tosses his head from side to side as if to demonstrate that he's hurting in some naive attempt to make you stop. In the far corner of the room, Zizek coughs loudly and yawns into his fist. Hit the prisoner again. You swing and hit the prisoner again. He takes the blow silently, but in the next second begins to crawl from your reach, weeping. Obviously he was beaten before, and his nerves are about to crack. Zizek takes the TT from your hands with a frown and bows over the hysterical man. Stop screaming, monkey mouth. Okay, take heart, son. Turns out this lucky bastard has a use after all. I still feel like you didn't tell us everything. But we also got to see you from an interesting angle. You kicked his sorry ass like there's no tomorrow. Eesh. Schnierkom Zomir. I don't know what that's probably Russian. I don't know what it means. The man gestures his friends over and whispers something into his ear, then slaps him on the back. Schnur runs out of the room. Now go, let's see what Dan has to say about all this. Interesting what passes for a test around here. Can I ask you a couple questions? Not interested. Kid, go take a walk. There's plenty of assholes around here who'd rather chat all day long instead of doing something productive. Alrighty. Go back to this guy. That's too much information. Move along. Well, what brought you here? It's ready, I've done the test. I wanted to talk about the captive. Well, what did you want to discuss? Who he is? What's he doing here? Or did you want to bail him out? Can I free him? Sure, but not for free. Any way you look at it, he broke the law, an unwritten law, but still he needs to be kept behind bars while we investigate. Unless someone shows up and bails him out, that is. What's the price of freedom, my friend? In cash terms, I mean. Depends on the seller. In that case, 500 rubles and he's free to roam. No bartering, no wordsmithery, just money, pure and simple. My speechcraft is higher now because I read 2 books to boost it. Is there maybe a way I can take him off your hands a little more cheaply? What do you think, Dennis Subic? It's not worth your time, not to mention the waste of food. Oh, I got it. That's my first speechcraft check of the game. Success. Yeah, solid point. It's not exactly rational to keep him wasting resources on this clown. Okay, give him up for 250 rubles. That's half off if you do the math. By the way, I finished your test. Dan nods, extricates a notebook from the inner pocket and consults his mysterious notes. After returning it to the depth of his jacket, he says, "We both know that already. You're a curious case." Why is that? You don't strike me as a man who would readily beat someone in restraints, but it's not the actual fact, but your motivation that intrigues me. Tell me more. Truth to tell, I didn't want to kill him, but I didn't want to look weak either. Your honesty is commendable. Not wanting to stain your hands with a murder, that is understandable. I can't help but share your opinion. You'd better have a good reason to resort to such methods. Still, you didn't refrain from thumping the poor guy a couple times. Continued to listen in silence. Okay, I had a different task in store for you, but seeing as you have such a sober mind, I'm giving you something else to do. It requires using not just muscles, but perhaps even your brain. Okay, tell me the details. I had a visit recently. 3 brothers came to me asking for a job. Just like in a fairy tale, the eldest was smart. The middle one was neither smart nor stupid, and the youngest as slow as a snail. All 3 were rather unpleasant, but not too horrible. What I'd call an average level of post-apocalyptic cruelty. I decided to test them. There's a little farm under our protection not too far from here. Its residents got a little too carefree, so I sent these brothers to collect the tribute they owed. The problem is, quite a lot of time has passed since then, and I haven't heard from them. I want you to find out what happened to the 3 brothers. Understood. Where shall I start? Visit the farm they were headed for, ask the farmers what they know, and whether they've seen the brothers at all. Give me your map, I'll show you where it is. You hand the map to Dan as he pierces a tiny hole where the farm is located, then he returns to you abruptly. This is the place. You've got your task right, now go. Wait, are you gonna pay me? If I give you a job, it means I will pay for it. Don't bother me with stupid questions like this. Okay, then I'm off. I need money to free that guy, so I can come back and free him. I get some coin. Let's see. I would like to get a lot of speechcraft. Yeah, speechcraft. I feel like a lot of these quests can't even be completed without speechcraft. I think I want speechcraft and maybe some survival. But the dog has survival, right? Giving the dog survival, I think, boosts my survival, or maybe not. Indifferent to bullets. Bullets are not as scary as people think. Well, not to your dog, at least. 10% less damage from bullets. %50 protection from explosions and fire. I'll get the bullets one. Yeah, different to bullets. Yeah, I don't think boosting the dog survival is increasing mine. Bite 5 to 8. Let me save the game. No, my personality stat is at 1. But my speechcraft is high. Five to 8. Now let me boost this and see. It still says 5 to 8. Well, in the beginning I left it at 1. You can increase your speechcraft skill, which is like your speech ability. Yeah, this does not seem to increase. I don't know if this is increasing. I don't think this is actually increasing his survival. It's like separate. So maybe I should just increase martial arts. And I'll get speechcraft. Yeah. Well, at least my character doesn't get hungry too fast. Okay, I've got a lot of side quests here. Maiden Spring, it's over here. 2 damage? It's not very good. How much does that shield sell for? Cast iron shield. It's really heavy. Killing, getting some good stuff, man. Hey, this game lets me say killing. I think it depends on... I don't think it depends on the game. Who knows? I don't know what's going on, man. Armor piercing 9mm. They got lots of 9mm. Getting some good stuff, man. Maiden Spring Farm. That's where I'm supposed to go. can't roast that fish? Oh, it's salted. It's already ready to eat. Okay, does cooking heal the dog also? Got 64 health. Yes, it heals the dog a lot. Okay, so it's better for me to cook here to heal the dog than give him meat to eat. Alright, that's good. Give me that rat meat. Oh man, it was hard for me leaving that shield behind, not knowing how much it sold for, but that's really the reason I'm leveling so slow, is I'm trying to hoard everything instead of just go. And by going faster through stuff, then I will level up. Oh, you know what? I forgot to spend my skill point. I can get fast hands now. Now I can shoot pistols for one less action point. That's very useful. A real master can reload his weapon in a blur. Alright. Very cool. Faster pistol attacks. Should I go for quick reload later? Armor of the Gods. Resist knockdown. More carry weight. Oaken skin. Alright. I really like the music. A tall, lean lad of about 14 years old stands at the gate of the farm, hidden behind the fence. He lifts his rifle in an uncertain gesture, hitting himself on the cheek with his huge wooden buttstock. Stay where you are, man, or I'll shoot. Hold your fire, kid. Guy looks around in fear and lifts his rifle slightly. It's hard to understand what he aims at. The heavy barrel is dancing in his trembling hands, pointing to your chest, then to your head, then under your feet. Why would I do it? Speechcraft. Because I am a simple traveler, I wish you no evil. Success. The tone of your voice seems to have a soothing effect. The lad lowers his rifle, still uncertain, almost letting it out of his hands as he does so. It's hard to believe it, man, but I can see you're not lying. If you want to have a rest or have some goods to trade, you came in. Father will see to you. We'll see you. Terrific, but some guys sent me here to ask around a group of missing people. Guy looks around in fear and quickly turns back to you. What people? You think it's a guest house? There's no one but my family here. Well, the guys who have sent me here think otherwise. Group? I'm telling you. You're harping on like a parrot. There's no one here, never was. Come in if you want, ask Father himself. No one's passed or by or stopped by. You're too nervous for a person who doesn't understand what I'm talking about. Will you answer a couple questions? The lad looks at you suspiciously. Your conversational skills clearly fail to impress him. I have no time to chat. Okay. I need to remember to unequip the shield when I'm in town because it's lowering the strength stat, and that makes it harder to pass strength skill checks. But switching that all the time is time consuming. You see a sturdy, broad-shouldered man in his 40s. He's wearing a long, hand-embroidered shirt and homespun trousers with a frayed rope for his belt. His expression is sullen and unfriendly, hardened by a life of work, and his face hasn't seen a razor in a while. Attention, however, everyday chores are not the only thing reflected in his face. You see his eyes are full of some inexplicable sadness. Nothing but true grief could have caused this. The man notices you staring at him and snorts, annoyed. I don't know what stories my offspring have told you or what you have told him to make him let you in, but we don't like travelers here. We're not a guest house, so spit it out, and we'll say our goodbyes. Why so angry? I ran across your farm and thought, why not pop in to have a chat? The farmer stares at you for several seconds, then casts a quick glance towards the shed where a rusty scythe leans against an unfinished wooden door. After a quick calculation, he speaks again. Life is hard on those who aren't careful around strangers, but it's not kind to those who kick them out either. If you've come to talk, all right, let's talk. Although I'm not exactly good company, there's no place for deep thoughts when our mind is mostly occupied with questions like, how will I feed my family, or what material should I use to mend the pigsty roof before winter? Attention, there's not much fun in this place. I can see you're a big happy family. Why are you so sad then? For some reason your remark hurts the farmer. He answers through gritted teeth, his piercing gaze never wavering. What do you suggest I do? We're trying to run a farm here, and with too few workers. One pair of man's hands for the entire household. The farmer looks askance? I don't know what that word means. At the lad hunched over by the gate, who neglected every firearms roll. Leans on his rifle as if it were a crutch, or uses the barrel to draw patterns in the dirt. It's not easy for anyone these days. Why not perform a stunt? You look like a clown in that bright shirt. Well, it's not easy for anyone these days. Best of luck, man. I'm off. It's not easy for anyone these days. Let me get a pillow. This pillow to sit on. It's not easy for anyone these days, but maybe something's happened. That you're concerned about this problem doesn't endear you to him. On the contrary, it annoys the man. What do you care? Whatever happened is my responsibility, mine and my family's. Did I ask you for help? Then don't pester me with your questions. Listen, man, I'm not just asking out of curiosity. I can help. The farmer looks at you with ill-disgusted contempt. You help me? That's a laugh. Intellect check. Solitude and isolation can become a problem for some people. You, for example, have lost your faith in humankind. The man sighs bitterly. Isolation makes you naive, not distrustful. My issue with the world stems from being exposed for too long, not from ignorance. I'm here to tell you you're wrong. Am I? And where am I wrong exactly? I already had my fill of motivational speeches before the war was even started. Man is a social animal. He can't live without a community. People are different. There are true jerks out there that most of them are quite nice. I don't believe this statement. Number 2. 3. At the end of the day, all people have the same ideas and goals, including you and me. We have to reach them together. I think this number 4 is what I believe and what I would say. I agree with this one the most, number 4. It's a dog-eat-dog world, but that doesn't mean you can't build a mutually beneficial relationship. Of course it doesn't, and I'm all for that. If we're talking about people I know and trust, but I'm sorry, you're not one of them. Look, I can help you. Good God, we're mixing apples and oranges here. You can't help me. I'm not hiring, and I don't have any other problems. Now get out of here. Speechcraft. Man, anyone can see you're suffering. Why not get this off your chest? Success. Okay, our daughter Masha died. She was killed, get it? Those thugs killed her. Don't ask me who they were. I don't know who or why. All I know is they were beasts. So we haven't been in the best of moods recently. Uh-oh, are you gonna start crying too? You can make fun of him, that's funny. My condolences. Man's face is as still as a statue. He looks you over gloomily, obviously not enthused with your suggestions. He has mellowed enough to listen to your questions, but that's all he's willing to do. I would like to ask you a few questions. He looks at you expectantly, but his body language, or rather its absence, tells you he just wants you gone. This is a man whose only goal is to finish his daily chores, drain a bottle, and pass out till morning. What's your name, mate? Man looks at you scornfully, clearly feeling that it's none of your business. Perhaps to get rid of you faster, he replies, Constantine. Constantine? Constantine? Or do you need my full name? Constantine Ivanovich. Don't tell me yours. You're leaving soon anyway, right? Well, I prefer to observe the formalities. My name is Bogdan the Carpathian Carver, Valera of the Iron Grasp, Ali, see him and flee, Lev from Magalev, Marx. Name you gave him fails to make the slightest impression. Okay, Marx, call yourself Lavrenity Beria for all I care. I don't ask and I don't give a damn. Right, well, can you answer a couple questions anyway? What are you busy with? I'm working. I work my fingers to the bone, actually. Who else is going to feed my family? A tramp like you wouldn't understand. Don't jump to conclusions. Can I ask other questions? What can you tell me about this place? Look around. It was supposed to be a manor. What you see could be called a farm if one were feeling generous. You can see your companion's look is getting warmer. Apparently, he likes the topic you're discussing. Hard to build nice, neat domiciles when all your materials have been scavenged from smoldering ruins, but it keeps off the rain, and eventually even the pigsty is solidly built, unlike some other houses in Otrinoy. And the fence, yeah. Me and my old lady, we were young when we built it. She had a bun in the oven then, our eldest, yet she worked alongside me every single day. I sawed and split the logs, she dug the holes. We spent our entire life on this patch of land, and now he swallows the lump in his throat and his face returns to its previous sullen expression. I got your point. Can I ask another question? Know any interesting rumors? The farmer closes his eyes and rocks on his heels. You think I have time for rumors, pal? You're killing me with your talk, draining my very soul. You're like a relentless buzzing mosquito. Can't you see when it's time to leave? A man in peace? You're worse than those mushroom cultists from Krasnomeny. They're not bad exactly, but their droning about global unity could drive a man mad. Right then, I have another personal question for you. Let's change the subject. I could say, I'll be honest with you, I was sent here to find someone. I'll say that. Attention, the head of the house seems indifferent, but the word find made a vein under his left eye jerk treacherously before he manages to freeze his expression again. So what? Go ahead and search if that's what you want. The woods are vast, thank God. But maybe you'll find what you lost. But why come here? This isn't a guest house. We have plenty of mouths to feed, believe me. We don't accept lodgers, and don't need servants. Streetwise, don't mess with me, brother. Do it in the Hulk Hogan voice. Don't mess with me, brother. I'm asking because the big boss needs to know what happened to this gopher, to his gophers. That was a terrible Hulk Hogan impersonation, wasn't it? Intellect. I said I was looking for someone. How did you know it was more than one person? Ah, I'll say that. My character's intellect is 11. The farmer shudders at your veiled accusation. These are tough times, you understand. Who travels alone these days? Madmen? No one else. So it means the guys you were looking for traveled in a group, but I haven't seen anyone, neither have my children. As for the wife, she hasn't left the yard in a month. Speechcraft. Still, I think you misspoke and not guessed. Friend, listen, let's be honest. Success. The farmer hesitates for a few seconds before sighing deeply. He avoids your eyes while speaking. See, it seems like not having the right stats, you miss tons of the game. To hell with you. About a week ago, maybe more, I saw 3 guys that were passing through the woods. Looked like drunkards, all of them, even the young one. Or at least I thought he was the youngest. Behaved like gangsters. I do not have the time for such jerks, as well as for people who look after them. Perhaps because they're such good buddies. So I told you nothing. Now, hurry and catch up with them. You need to head east. Let's see, if they were passing through the woods, how are you able to comment on the way they behaved? Intellect. There aren't many places to shelter in these parts. I can't believe travelers never stop by. At least to peddle some goods. Your shrewd observation catches the ingenuous farmer unaware. Did I say they were just passing? Of course they tried to get in here too, but no one opened the gate for them. And when August, my son, fired in the air, they scattered like roaches. I'll be blunt, mate. Your son couldn't scare a rabbit. Well, if that's your story, that's what I'll tell Dan. Wave your hand. The people I'm looking for wouldn't get spooked by a little gunfire. Does he know who Dan is? That might scare him. If he knows who Dan is. Right? Well, if that's your story, that's what I'll tell Dan. Wave your hand. The name of the criminal boss from the abandoned factory startles him. Dan? What does that ghoul from the old factory have to do with it? Why, he's the one who sent them here to collect some money from a debtor. Beads of sweat appear on the man's forehead. Did he? Did he indeed? So he, for me, he sent to collect, and the farmer lapses into incoherent mumbling before clearing his throat to continue. And, how are they going to do it? I'm torn between these two. If I understand Dan correctly, he prefers to avoid violence if he can. He just asks men to have a serious talk with you. The man is silent for a long minute, then bursts into laughter. That's one hell of a speech. Oh yeah, that was great, haha. Stop beating around the bush. You plainly had something to do with their disappearance. First, I'm going to finish with you, then I'll report to Dan. Attack! Hey, what? Wait, just explain what happened. The man's ox-like nostrils flare with rage. For a fraction of a second, it seems he will jump at you without wasting words, but instead he regains control and suddenly he goes quiet, his shoulders drooping. Those three bastards killed our daughter, sons of bitches. We lowered our guard. We were careless. We sent her to pick berries in the woods nearby, alone. That is where they... The farmer covers his eyes with his hands. His broad shoulders shake silently in grief. Then they had the nerve to come here, to this very house, ask if they could spend the night here. And I allowed it. Such a moron, such an idiot. I should have been worried about my daughter, but she's done something like it before, left for the night. She would stay with Petrovic and the Moonshiners. They would never touch her, they'd protect her. Petrovic told me not to let her go like that. The man no longer hides his tears. Suddenly he strikes himself in the forehead with his fist. Such an idiot, such a fool, with no shame at all. Those scumbags asked to stay the night. They said they were heading south to Krasnomeny. Said they didn't like working here, wanted to try their luck in the big city. Then they offered to sell my wife a pennant, Masha's pennant. She told me so I went out in the yard where they had pitched their tent to ask what happened, but I didn't need to. I overheard the scum talking by the fire about a girl in the woods who they ravished and then butchered. So they raped her and then butchered his daughter. And then they tried to sell his family his daughter's pennant. Can you imagine that? Continue listening in silence. The farmer lowers his red, swollen face. He clenched his giant fist until you hear the knuckles pop. I killed them, all three of them, with a butcher's knife. With a butcher knife. I cut the oldest guy open from sternum to groin. The middle one, I cut his throat, and the youngest, I lifted him in the air and smashed his head against the doorframe like that. The man's fist hits his open palm with a thick smack. Smashed his skull to bits. The farmer lowers his hands and then again focuses his absent gaze at you. He looks utterly enervated, as if these painful memories have drained him completely. What did you do with the bodies? What did you do with the bodies? The man waves apathetically in the direction of the pigsty. Pigs are not picky eaters. What you put before them disappears and quickly. Exactly the burial those three deserve. Did you at least find Masha's body? Yeah. Kill him. Did you at least find Masha's body? He sighs deeply and nods. I did later on. They had not even covered her, just a handful of earth on her face and body. I dug a proper grave, of course. You must have seen it already. But I can't make myself visit the grave. What did you do with the bodies? The man waves apathetically in the direction of the pigsty. Didn't he already say that? Pigs are not picky eaters. What you put before them disappears quickly. Exactly. Yeah, he already said that. I can imagine it's not easy. The farmer nods. His anger and vitality have vanished now. He seems tired and listless. Give me a second. Alright, I'm back. That part was making me cry, actually. That's why I had to stop for a second. The farmer nods. His anger and vitality have vanished now. He seems tired and listless. Let's see. What to say? I hereby condemn you to death for murdering official representatives of the factory gang. Heh heh, I'm sorry dude, but Marsha only got what she was asking for. Wow, can you imagine saying that to this guy after what happened? Laughing at him. I'm sorry dude, but Masha only got what she was asking for. I see, I've got information I need. Can I go now? Look, I don't blame you for any of this. You did the right thing. I believe in the rule of law, no, not backwards lynching. Yes, even in such a situation like this, but what's done and done. I would pick number 2. Look, I don't blame you for any of this. You did the right thing. The man spits off to the side and shrugs. Now you know everything, so go. Report to whoever you like. It doesn't matter. There's no escaping fate. I'll be going. See you later, maybe. So last time I did this quest, I didn't have the speech or stats, and I had to end up killing these people. And then the gang leader was pissed, like really pissed. You assume that the sheep is not in a talking mood. Cal looks at you with sadness in her eyes. This pig ate those people. Ate those gang members. Nina, do you like the music in this game? A tall, sturdily built, and heavy-featured middle-aged woman stands in front of you. Her weather-beaten face, the coarse skin on her hands, and even her bow-legged gait imply years of exhausting housework. The fatigue in her eyes backs up this observation. As she notices you, she tenses up, but then smiles. I hope they enjoyed their meal, the pigs. I'm sorry, but I don't talk to strangers, and I haven't invited you into my house. Be off with you, or I'll call my husband. Okay, I'm leaving. Under your breath. What's gotten into these people? She won't talk to me. Photo. A photo of a young girl. It seems that it was taken in 2003. That's the girl. I should probably leave that. I don't want to take the picture from him. Or maybe I should for the quest. The girl yawns and turns away. Oh, a friendly warning. Anyone suspected of thievery will be severely beaten. She caught me. Okay. Now I know what happened to the three brothers. It's time to return to Dan and explain the difficult situation. You again, man? What do you want this time? I just want to talk. I feel you have time for this. The lad looks at you suspiciously. Your conversational skills, blah blah blah. Yeah, I can't talk to him. Okay. The wolves, pretty easy to kill, and they give good loot that doesn't weigh a lot. So continues the saga of the man and his dog. If the dog dies, do I need to reload? yeah, look at that attack speed now. Let me use the cheap buckshot against these dogs. I don't think the dogs are armored up. Oh, you gotta be close for the buckshot to work good. That's right, I forgot. Buckshot, you gotta be kinda close. It's got like spread, like a shotgun. You can sell them. You could probably make something out of them too, but I don't know how. Alright, sell those teeth. Dun 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 dun. Hold on, let me sell the heavy stuff. I don't think I need the thief passport anymore. I need to start doing these trades faster. Okay, I should take off the shield. And let me do crafting real quick. Stocky, broad-shouldered gangster's light blue arm, almond-shaped eyes follow you from the shady cast by the visor of this intricate metal helmet, armed with a spike mace. He seems to be taking the measure of you, probably coming up with the best course of action in case you give him a reason to attack you. What do you want? The thug speaks in a coarse, sandpapery voice. Don't you get dizzy standing like that with your helmet on all day? I don't. I've made my own helmet for myself. It fits like a second skin. My friend and I hide our faces on purpose. He has a mask and I have a helmet. There's no choice. Job requirements. So you say you've made it yourself. Would you share the secret? I would, but not for free. First give me 100 rubles for this and I'll teach you all I know. Speechcraft. Oh, come on, bro. Maybe we can come. Maybe we can agree on a lower price. You help me today, I help you tomorrow. Success. Damn, alright, I'll teach you for free. Aren't you a cunning fellow, but I like it. Thank you, brother, now teach me. Man nods, looks around and beckons you to come closer. Listen, the sound enters through your body. A deaf man can hear too. He tells you what resources you'll need, how to bend steel sheets, how to sew leather patches together with a makeshift bone needle, how to tie them, how to tie up seams, and eventually how to make it all work. This is how I've made my helmet. Thanks, let's talk about something else then. I wanted to ask about your chum. The thug casts a quick glance at the man standing next to him. He waves his head. It's not polite to talk about someone in third person when he's standing right next to you. He's mute, by the way. This is why he doesn't talk. However, we can have a little chat between the two of us. Can I ask you some questions? Spit it out. Who are you? The gangster drops his name dryly and quickly, as if hitting you with it. Bader, nice to meet you. Now tell me, what are you doing now? Having a rest, then on my way again, dealing with those who have crossed Dan's path. And how often do you go on such business trips? The gangster leans on his scary-looking mace and an evil grin appears on his face. Quite rarely these days, Dan has a certain plan of actions. First, he offers his protection to a new village nicely, then if they don't comply, he sends his guys to have fun at the villagers' account. If this doesn't convince them either, the guys come again, this time with fire and pyrotechnics. And even after this, the village had preserves. Well, then my partner and I leave our cozy camp. After that, you can safely cross the village out on the map and forget it ever existed. Pussies must call you a monster, but I'd be honored to call you teacher. You're a beast, there's nothing human left in you. The thug sniffs merrily, apparently amused by your reaction. I see. I have another question. What can you tell me about this unusual place? It's my camp. It's nice here. There's enough food and water. The guys can check your gun and fix it for you, or mend your armor if need be. Allocate a new one. And after Dan's mission, the old one looks like a sieve. You're lucky to have these guys. Now I have another question. What's heard on the track? No interesting rumors, although once, lying in the bushes in ambush, I heard a funny story about insolent farmers who refused to pay Dan. I was ready to laugh. Two old men were talking to each other. One said, "Have you heard? Brother, a walking mountain is moving towards us. A giant. He has a machine gun swinging from his neck, but he's so confident of himself he rarely resorts to it, and prefers his spiked mace. Woe betide anyone who got under its heavy blow. There'll be nothing but holes. He'll fall and lie still right where he was standing." So I listened to the end, left the ambush, and said, "Wow, so these are the tales people tell about me. What is it if not fame, or how they fled?" But I was quick, whacked the storytellers in the back, hit the listeners on their legs. And once I was done with them, it was hard to tell which is which. You're scary, my respect. What about another question? Let's change the subject. That's it. And Dan is their leader. Yep. Ah, Marks, what brings you here? I want to talk about the captive. What did you want to discuss? Who is he? Blah, blah. Can I free him? Price hasn't changed. 250, yes. You cough up the cash to the bandit leader and he slowly counts it, repeatedly wetting his thumbs with his tongue. Finally he nods, tucking the money inside his pocket, and produces a slip of paper, writes something on it and hands it to you. Here, take this note to Shishak and he'll free the prisoner. I've come to report. Go on then. I'd like to report a woman that's living in the factory and posing as a man. No, I don't want to do that. I kind of want to say it just to see what happens. I found out what happened to the three brothers. The mobster shrugs indifferently. Alright, report. The three of them killed the farmer's eldest daughter and got what was coming to them. The father killed them all. Dan's face turns grim. He clenches and unclenches his fist several times before looking up at you. That was definitely an oversight on my part. Alright, answer me this. Do the farmers know who sent those three idiots? They do. Should I lie to him, though? I feel like he's gonna send me back to kill them, so I should lie to him. Yes, they know. I see, that's quite tragic, but if that's the case, they'll have to be disposed of. Oh no! I'll assign this task to Bador, Silent Slayer. They're experienced enough and ruthless. Wait, the villagers aren't guilty of anything. They were just trying to protect themselves. Or I can say, give me the assignment. I have experience too. I can easily exterminate the farmers. And then what I can do is just not do it. Wait, the villagers aren't guilty of anything. They were just trying to protect themselves. Must I explain even the simplest of things need to you? I'm trying to create an actual state from these drunks and mud peasants. A state where I will be the sole ruler. That's why I'm teaching them total obedience to respect the tax system and adhere to basic laws. Therefore, disobedience is a punishable offense. Punishment is ruthless and brutal, the classic stuff. It's enough to have them grind their teeth during the lean years, but enough to scare them away for good. So for all their hard work, I provide a somewhat calm and peaceful life. What might scare them away, however, or even worse, turn them against me and my men, is a rumor that I sent murderers to a local farm to kill people for no reason. Damn it, if those idiots came back alive, I would have publicly hanged them. But there's nothing I can do now. Shit happened. For the common good, this family needs to be dealt with. The faster the better. Give me the assignment. I have experience too. I can easily exterminate a few farmers. I'll say that and then try to not do it. No, I have something else planned for you. Just wait a sec. Dan gestures you to be quiet while he jots something down in his notebook. Then he decides to acknowledge your existence. Listen here, you've completed the assignment and you did well. I appreciate that. Here's your cut. Leader takes a bundle of bills from the breast of his jacket and hands it to you. 700 rubles, very good money. Should I go back and say no instead of yes? I didn't want to lie to him. Dennis Denovich, you know, this wasn't an easy assignment. Hate to use all my diplomatic magic with the farmers. Maybe a little pay raise is in order. Yeah, I can reload and do it. I try not to practice playing like that because it kind of takes away the immersion of the game. Now I know how you got them to cooperate. Good on you for knowing how to smooth talk. Anybody into anything, this talent should be recognized. Here, an extra 50 rubles, but not a single kopeck more. Take 750 rubles. After quickly counting the money, you nod to the factory boss. Before you finish addressing him, the mob leader is going through his notebook searching for something he's written. He's not even listening to you anymore. Finally, Dan nods at you and returns his notebook to his breast pocket. Okay, I'm gonna reload. Thing is I'm trying to rescue that other guy. You know? Okay, I'm gonna go rescue this guy. I think I could have gotten the information out of that guy without using Dan's name. I came for the prisoner. Shishak's eyebrows shoot up in surprise. You don't say, can you prove it? Do you think any old bum could just wander in and say that? Here's a note from Dan. Give the note to Shishak. Shishak takes the note, throws you an incredulous look, and frowns at what it reads. He looks at you again, crumples the note on his hand, and finally shrugs his indifference. Everything seems to be in order. Okay, wait a sec. He takes his knife and cuts the ropes binding the prisoner's hands and feet. The man nods and sniffs, glazing nervously at the surrounding area. Oh hey brother, what? How are you feeling? Maybe later, don't get me wrong, I'm grateful that you saved my sorry ass, I just don't want to spend any more time here. Okay. Yeah, but as soon as we leave the factory, I'm off to the village. We can chat there. Okay, so let's get rid of this guy. Hey, I thought that guy taught me how to, make armor or something. Yeah, didn't that guy teach me how to make his armor? said he taught me how to make something. Oh, he taught me how to make this helmet. But I don't need that right now. Maybe if I find myself, like, without my supplies or something. Like if I get everything taken away from me and I have to rebuild weapons and armor and stuff. That'll be useful. Alright, so I'm going to get rid of this guy. Talk your way out of it. Ooh, speechcraft. Bow. Cast iron shield only sells for 70. Yeah, I'm not going to be looting that in the future. Oh, here's the guy I rescued. Hey bro, I see you got to the village okay. I also just came from the factory. I'm sorry I didn't say goodbye last time you saw me. I just wanted to get back home safe so badly. I can understand that. It's okay. The man looks down and scratches the back of his head. Hey, just thank you so much for helping me out. I don't know how much more I would have lasted with those freaks. I gotta say, when I first saw you enter the cell though, I thought I was a dead man. Look how it turned out. Better stop running your mouth or I'll serve you seconds. I tried to hit you as weak as I could, honest. The man laughs nervously. Yeah, that's what I thought, no matter, though. Thanks for saving me. Without you, I would not be here. Hey, I need to thank you for the rescue somehow, right? Look, brother, most people around think I'm poor, but it's not true. I'm actually really handy. I don't repair stuff just for the village. I have a stash. There's an empty old house behind the gates filled with all sorts of garbage. That's where I keep my lockbox. There's a switch left of the entrance. Okay, I know about that switch. The code is 2188. Not hard, right? Only 4 digits. Take everything, keep it inside. Don't be shy. There's a lot of money in there. Alright. 2188. Don't forget that, Nina. 2188. I'm gonna go get that right after I get some stuff. Gotta get this stuff, man. The money emoji. This guy. Oh, I need to store this Atom Pass. I don't want this. I don't want to be carrying that around. It's just more inventory clutter. This really slows down my gameplay, is the clutter. Super glue, I feel like I'm gonna need that for something. I have something to tell you about the bandits. I freed a captive in their camp. Yes, that was Steblev, our mechanic. I stopped him on his way back to the village and interrogated him. It soon became apparent that you were the one to thank for his return. Thanks so much, deep from the heart of our friendly collective. Oh, if you want to find him in person, check near the water tower, where he's supposed to be working. If he isn't there, check the tavern. You should speak to him when you have time. Glad to help. You keep the reward? No. Okay, so now how about the reward? Yes, let me just find it. Aha. Ooh, 500 rubles. Kovalev reaches down in his side pocket and pulls out a stack of ancient bills. He counts them quickly and puts them in your hand. You accept the money without a word. Speechcraft is high now. I need to start using it to get paid, man. With all due respect, Comrade Kovalev, could you add some more money to this reward? It was an extremely risky mission, as you know. Success. Sure, I understand it can be very difficult to work with such lowlifes as those bandits. Hold on a second, friend. Extra 100 rubles and experience. Kovalev sighs and hands you a few more dirty, wrinkled bills. He looks at the money with regret before passing it over. Hold on to it. It's 100 rubles more. Hope they serve you all. Thank you. Want to discuss something else? I have something to tell you about the bandits. I'm all ears. No, nothing to say yet. Still, maybe you can tell me about Katya Rychenko. Kovalev seems to warm up, but his gaze quickly turns suspicious. The strict old man takes a step back and squints at you. Why, what exactly is your interest in her? I noticed your voice change when you spoke about her. Comrade Kovalev shivers at your words. The corners of his mouth turn down unhappily, and he begins to speak, as if giving a lecture. Her parents and I were good friends back before the war. Back before she was born, Katya grew up with our village, and she is similar to us. Same kind heart, same sad look. She is like a daughter to me, the last reminder of her mother and father, my friends. Speechcraft. But that's not the whole story, is it, Comrade Kovalev? Don't worry, you can tell me. Get it off your chest. It is quite a weight on my shoulders, you know, quite a weight. The head rubs his temples, his gray temples, but at first says nothing. After a few long moments, he straightens up. His face is flushed, his lips pressed tightly together. Katya she is my daughter. Say nothing. I knew her parents for a long time. I served alongside Vasya's father in the army, but I lost all contact with him afterwards. He just dropped off the radar. Then one day out of the blue he showed up in my town with his wife. He was transferred here from some engineering work. I was already working as a detective in the police back then, fighting crime. We became friends, very good friends. Soon after Vasya was born, his dad even asked me to be his godfather, common practice among the intelligent back then. Regretfully, I declined. He was always on the road because of his job, off to Krasnodar and Novorossiysk, Stavropolis, any place and every place. His wife waited for him, of course, but life can get very boring in such a small town. She was a very smart woman and from a good family. Because of her, I read Hemingway and Remarque. Remarque? Or is it Remarque? Remarque? Is it French? And many of the great classics. Comrade Kovalev rubs at the bridge of his nose, fatigued. For a man so used to talking in short, clear phrases, it's plainly difficult for him to speak at length on such a delicate topic. I fell in love with her. I never told anyone, not friends. I couldn't even admit it to myself, but once I visited when her husband was away. We sat quietly for a time. It became so lonely for me. It saddened me inside my very soul. I never had a family, you see. My parents died in World War II, and I never took a wife. I only ever had my job. I don't know. I just looked out the window and there was the moon. I looked at that moon as if falling into a trance. That moon was like a window into another life, a life where everything was right. Understand me, please. The old man stares out the window as if gazing upon the same enchanting moon instead of the dusty wall of the nearby shack. And when I turned to her, she had that look in her eyes, a deep, piercing look, as if she understood me perfectly in that moment, understood everything about me and about herself. We were thinking in unison, it seemed. Everything after that seemed to happen on its own. Then Katya was born. I wanted to come clean to tell the truth about everything, but then the bombs fell, the epidemic started, and there was no time for talk. Many people died in those first days, Vanya's parents among them. First he died, and 3 days later she followed. I see, but why didn't you tell Katya? Why would she need to know the truth? As far as she knows, both her parents died back then. This new information could hit her very hard. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. Still, I am hoping this story stays between us. Comrade Kovalov straightens his jacket, signaling a return to his usual self, and the moon outside the window is no more. Yes, of course, no. Can I ask more questions? Okay. So I need to find out more information for him. I'm going to go to my storage shack area and do some ammo crafting and also get that treasure in the safe. It's 2188. How did you know that that was his daughter? Nina, how did you know? Or why did you think that? Oh yeah, I can sell this duffel bag. Good treasure, yes. I just had a feeling when he had that look on his face when you mentioned her. I see. Dun 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 dun. It's playing the Nutcracker music. Okay. Oh no, I don't have the metal with me. I don't have the scrap here. I have it at the other storage in the big city. Damn it. Well, I can still... I can still craft some ammo. Success. Down. Okay, I got good loot. Quick reload. Should I go for quick reload or should I go for... Weapon knowledge. No strength requirement for automatic weapons. I want quick reaction. So as I level up, I'm thinking of going for this defense tree, or maybe I should get quick reload first. Nah, let's just worry about it when I get to it. dun. Am I forgetting something? Probably. Oh! Nina, do you think I should tell that girl that it's her dad? Or he said keep it between us, but... I think it might be an option. Don't tell her. Katya, I wanted to tell you something. I could tell her. There's this thing where, well, I don't know how to explain, you see. So she doesn't have the right to know? There's this thing, well, I don't know how to explain it, you see. Comrade Kovalev, he's your father! I'm gonna tell her anyway. The girl starts giggling, but soon turns very serious. You don't have the right to tell her. Well, I'm doing it anyway. I don't have the right to steal in the game either, but I've been doing that. The girl starts giggling, but soon turns very serious. That's not funny, you know. A joke is a joke, but not when you say it like that. Kovalev, my father? That's crazy. It's no lie, the man told me himself. Oh, really? Then I'll go ask him. Your choice. Oh. Here she goes. Comrade Kovalev, I was told, oh, I don't even know whether to believe it or not. Someone said you are my father. Oh, well, if those words flew out, there's no turning back. Oh, what a shame, what a terrible shame. It is true, honey. It really is true. But why did you hide it from me all these years? Well, what can I say? I have been in a relationship with your mother. It was only, oh shit, a crime of passion, a sin. But I always respected your father and your mother. I couldn't just blurt out the truth. And after what's happened, I couldn't find the strength to tell you. I have almost no memories of my parents. I was too little when they died. You raised me and my brother. That was the least I could do. But now I don't even know how you feel about my help, now that my cowardice has become known to the public. Could you forgive this old fool? Sure I can, why not? This is foolish. You were always like a father to me anyway. It's just that it's so sudden, it's too much. I don't know what to say anymore. The girl starts crying. Old man Kovalev embraces his daughter. A single tiny tear rolls down his own cheek. Hush now, hush. Mumbles incoherently. This guy's just standing here watching. Kovalev stealthily wipes his tears away. I told her anyway, so there. Don't. Who's that woman? Boom. Oh, he doesn't have any money. Never mind. Okay. Back to the factory. Attack them. They're shooting the dog, man. Oh, 70 damage. That count as one of the gangs? I don't know if that counted as one of the gangs I'm supposed to kill. Dun 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 dun. Ding 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 ding. Dun 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 dun. Yeah, his pistol skill is really high now. He's got some good guns. Alright, I'm gonna lie to this guy this time. Tell him no. And hopefully he won't send somebody to kill that family. Can't fault that guy for killing those people, right? I mean, I understand this guy's got an empire to run, but guys raped and killed, 3 guys raped and killed his daughter. Like, what do you want him to do? Do nothing? Okay, quick save. Come to report. I found out. I want to say this. I'd like to report a woman that's living in the factory posing as a man. I already know about her, but until some talkative dimwit tells my boys about it, I'm not planning on doing anything. Do we understand each other? I think we do. Let's change the subject. I found out what happened to the 3 brothers. Yeah, we already saw this part. That was definitely an oversight on my part. Alright, answer me this. Do the farmers know who sent those 3 idiots? No, they don't know. Dan stares you in the eye, then nods uncertainly. Okay, I believe you, even though it's a very serious matter that could have potentially cost them their lives. Yeah, it's a shame they don't know, otherwise I would have killed them with all extreme pleasure. In that case, they're in luck. What's next? If I say number 1, that sounds guilty. Then he'll know. In that case, they're in luck. What's next? Don't rush me. Give me a sec. Okay. Did this part already. Got the extra money. Oh, well, fine, it's in the past, at least for now. Now I have a different assignment for you. You'd be happy to know, unlike your previous tasks, this one's foolproof. Even a dog can do it. But with something resembling a human being, at least partially, it should take that much less time. Briefly, you need to scout out a certain place. Everyone's been talking about it lately, but nobody has any useful information. I'm referring to the so-called Roaring Forest, also known as the Rattling Forest or the Rumbling Forest, as many more such names. I'll mark your map, but it's all legwork after that. When you get there, look around, take a stroll in the neighborhood, talk to the locals, find out why the roaring forest roars. Do you understand? What's the most popular theory as to why it's roaring? An underground railway, secret bunker of the Communist Party, mutants, magic, you name it. I'm inclined to believe it's really disturbances of the Earth's crust, but I cannot be certain. Why are you interested in that forest? If the rumors are true, and there is a secret bunker, our laboratory, or underground railway, I want that place under my control. Simple, really. What's the most popular theory as to why it's roaring? Oh, I already said that. Okay, so roaring forest. Alrighty. I should have enough ammo for that. Oh, Paragon, the deed is done. I destroyed 3 gangs. I should tell the bespectacled man on the ship. So I completed that quest in Paragon. I thought that was going to be a lot harder. I thought there was going to be like major gangs, like this one I'm working for right now. Okay, so Roaring Forest. I want to check out this farm over here. I think I remember there being a quest. Or so I can finish one of the quests. Humpback fish. Before the war, a humpback was a local name for a large perch, but in the wastes the name stuck to this fish. Why? Nobody knows. A mutation prevents it from rotting. You can eat it raw, but it's still better to cook it. Okay, I got stuff to sell, right? I have 2 of these bags, but this merchant doesn't have enough money. Seed corn. Oh shit, I forgot to put this in the locker. The Atom Pass. I'm sick of carrying that around. Maybe I should just sell it. You should hold on to this. It says I should hold on to it. So maybe that'll help with the quest later on or something. Yeah, I meant to store that away. Oh, there's gunpowder. Yes, I'm always excited to get that. Yeah, it seems like it would be useful. Atom Pass. Where's all the weight coming from? Oh, the camp's right here. Okay. Smoke this crafting cigarette. And equip this. Make some ammo. Oh, I keep doing that. Keep pressing the X button instead of the... Oh, darn it. Failed. Thanks to your inherent uselessness, some of the scrap is lost, and the rest rendered unusable. How you survived this long is a mystery for the ages. Well, that didn't work. I got plenty of ammo, I guess. I always seem to overstock on ammo because I just don't know what's coming. You awoke to a strange sound. Where are the enemies? I don't see anybody. Oh, the little spiders. Man, those guys ain't nothing. Kill them with a knife. Oh, I got two pieces from one. Hopefully there's some scrap metal in here. Nope. Just hoping for some more ammo crafting supplies. Maybe I should speed up the combat. I can make it go faster. That way grinding experience is a lot easier. Well, when the characters move really fast, sometimes it's hard to aim on them though. And it kind of looks silly if it's going too fast. Okay, remove this because it lowers stats. In front of you there's a short man with a mustache. He's wearing a dirty t-shirt that was once decorated with frivolous tropical patterns. As he sees you, he begins to grin, and a net of wrinkles spread across his friendly face. Hello, brother. Hi, are you free to chat? The man curls up his dense mustache and merrily winks at you. Only a bad worker refuses a smoke break. I'm Tolik, nice to meet you. He extends his arm for a handshake. Shake hand. I should probably stop giving out my real name because, like, I'm dealing with criminal organizations and stuff, and if they have spies and they're able to, like, keep track of me, it's not good, so I'll say this. Why, hello there, Salak, the 21st century pirate. Now, tell me what's happening in the world. We're sitting here like hermits and almost never get to see other people. That's why we're always curious to learn about the latest trends in society. Hell if I know, everything seems to be going as usual. That's good enough for me. True, no news is good news. Well, when things are going slowly but surely, then everything is good in the world. Wait, let me think. What was it called? I remembered. It's evolution, you know? That thing Darwin made up. Thing Darwin made up. Right, but it was this very going with the flow attitude that led us to the nuclear war. On the one hand, I hate to agree with it. On the other hand, you're probably right. Watching the paint dry is not always productive. Sometimes you need to be proactive. This is crucial, especially nowadays. How are you? How's life? Not bad at all. The guys are all doing pretty swell. Moonshine is the new petroleum, according to the local standards, of course. The man smirks, but the smile gradually leaves his face and he sighs sadly. I only worry for one of us, Stepka. He's a nice guy, but way too impressionable, to the point that it drives him crazy. He got it into his head that he's ill with some disease, and it's impossible to convince him otherwise. I can see that the man is killing himself with self-persuasion, but there's nothing I can do to help him. Are you sure he's not really ill? Sure, he does this regularly. He learns about a new disease, convinces himself that he's ill, takes various rubbish as medicine, and gets better. Then he repeats the cycle. This is traditional. How this time he's gone too far with lying to himself. Let me try to help. The man thinks about it for a moment, then nods in agreement. Sure, give it a go, although it's impossible to change his mind with sane arguments. If Stepka got some silly idea in his head, it's serious. Shoot, I don't know, maybe you should try to improvise. As soon as I have time for it, let me ask you something else. Do you have a lot of work to do here? We've got plenty of work, but I don't think you're cut out for it. You're obviously a traveler, a vagabond. While we here are farmers and amateur chemists, we're attached to our households. What can you tell me about this place? It's a good reinforced hut standing next to the mountain pine forest. A river flows nearby. This is perfect. This is the perfect place for our moonshine operation. The moonshine that the locals don't buy, we sell to the merchants from Paragon who sail down the river. This is the life. Know any interesting rumors? There's a rumor that the boss of the local lands, Dan, from the factory, has gained support from Krasnomeny, city's chamber of commerce. This means that he and his criminal gang are now the main force in the West Wasteland. I don't even know whether to feel happy about it or not. On the other hand, there definitely will be more order. On the other hand, you can bid farewell to all freedom. Okay, says the same thing. A shy-looking ginger-bearded man guards the gates. Jerks as you approach. Jerks as you approach him and cautiously waves hello, as if he's afraid to anger or provoke you. Oh hey, did you come for the moonshine? Yes, Petrovic just made a fresh one. So you sell moonshine? Some alcohol would be just the ticket for me now. The man smirks tentatively and lowers his gaze. Right, that's good. Come on in. Petrovic is at home. He'll sell you everything you need. You're way too cowardly for a guardsman, my friend. You need to be braver. The man shrugs tiredly and looks at you with a deep sadness in his eyes. This is what I'm like. It can't be helped. But that's what the times are like now. Scary times. One has to stay vigilant. Always keep looking around. Otherwise you may be stabbed to death. There are all sorts of evil people walking about. You're right, the roads are full of perils. It's either criminals or wild animals out there, and where there are no wild animals, there are plenty of different beasts. Exactly. That's what I'm talking about. It's as if everyone has gone mental, careless word, and they attack you, or even try to kill you. As for the wild animals, best not to think of them at all when the dusk comes, or else they'll come after you. Oh, okay, so at nighttime the animals attack more often. That's what this guy's saying. The animals are good to kill because their loot barely weighs anything, and it sells for a lot. Those claws, like fighting the wolves and stuff. And they're easy to kill because they're not shooting at you. Yeah, the armor pieces that I'm looting from the bandits and stuff, that stuff weighs a lot. You do get supplies, so that's good, and ammo. How are things going on here? Well, there are always plenty of moonshine appreciators. We have nothing to complain about. Drinking is the main local pastime. Not that there's anything wrong with that. I like to have a few drinks myself occasionally, so there. Wait, can I ask you a couple questions? You can feel that this shy man won't tell you much. Obviously, you don't want to give the impression to be trustworthy enough. You don't give the impression. What are you doing here? So you're not too Well, I'm just guarding the gates. So you're not too talkative. Alright, let me ask you something else. Have you heard any rumors? Well, I just don't know. Okay, so he doesn't want to talk to me. Probably if my charisma skill was higher, he would talk. You see a sick, pale, gaunt man dressed in what it looks like a burlap coat. The man is looking around dumbly, ceaselessly sniveling. As he sees you, however, he livens up and raises his hand to protest. Wait, don't come any closer. I'm contagious. Achoo. My immune system is so strong, you'd think all I eat is vitamins, so don't worry. Judging by your looks, only a remedial bullet could help you, old man. I'll say this. The man spits thick reddish saliva and rubs his forehead tiredly, his hand shaking. Oh, don't count on your immune system. I too used to think that my good health was forever. However, as I got ill with the Krasnov syndrome, that was it. My life lost its color. Have you heard about this disease? I haven't. Too bad. You should know about such things. This Krasnov syndrome is a horrid thing. It starts with the infected feeling badly paranoid. When I began to fall ill, the syndrome was all I could think about day and night. Compared the symptoms to my own, and they all matched. Good job, the diesel merchant told me about this cure for disease, at least for now. Have a chance to survive, although since I started the treatment, the disease has been fighting back. Stomach cramps, constant nausea, vomiting. Still, at least now there's hope. Tell me about the remedy he recommended you. The only one that truly works. Diesel. I've got to drink it every day or two. Rotten meat tastes better, but it works. Damn it. Each time I drink it, I get awful pain in my stomach. That means that the disease is waning. Whenever that merchant comes here, I always buy diesel bottles from him. This guy's drinking diesel fuel to try to get better. What are you talking about? That asshole is poisoning you and making a small profit. Do you know why it's called the Krasnov syndrome and not someone else's, for example? Let me say this. No way, I can feel it. I'm getting better by the by the hour. My health improves with each passing minute. The man grabs his stomach with a look suggesting he is about to drop dead. Gradually he recollects himself and continues feebly. Diesel gives me life. I hope for a bright future. And stuff like that. You understand that you can't make this poor soul change his mind by reasoning with him, much less by trying to scare him. Yep, what can you do with those teeth? With those teeth? Why is it repeating that message that you said earlier, Nina? That's weird. Why does it do that sometimes? Let me put my glasses on. I think I know why it did that. That's not YouTube. It has something to do with PlayStation. That's weird. I don't have the personality. I don't have the luck. Dexterity. Perform a healing dance. You jump, dance, and wave your hands. Success. You jump, dance, wave your hands in the air, and swing your hips, as if moving to a decadent Western jazz. The patient is watching you your improvised rain dance, mesmerized. Finally, he throws his hands up in the air and begins jumping as well. Whoa, whoa! You're a true shaman. I feel the disease leave my body. Get out, you darn Krasnov syndrome. Go back to where you came from. This is amazing. Feeling better? Much better. Thank you, thank you. Thank you again. I can feel the life force coming back to me. I can breathe so easily now. That's nice, but this sort of miraculous healing doesn't come cheap. I can extort this guy for money. Or I can say that the good thing is since you're cured, I suggest you stop drinking diesel. PlayStation needs a rest. How dare you suggest such a thing? Right, I have no need for it anymore. From now on, it's just sport and a healthy diet. You know what? Why don't you take the remaining bottles? Maybe you'll meet another sufferer that you'll be able to cure with your magic methods. And then at least you can prescribe the diesel to the poor soul. Yeah, you better give it to me and be on the safe side. Alright, get better. Oh, I got free diesel fuel. Oh yeah. A man around 35 years old is standing in front of you. He is quickly peeling potatoes. His moody face covered in stubble is frozen in a thoughtful expression. You can see a sadness in his eyes as you approach him. He disengages from his thoughts and notices you. The man eyes you indifferently and looks away. Well, hello. Go on then. Maybe you'll kill my boredom. How's life? You know what? I need to take a break and eat. So I'm going to save. Oh, I hit the wrong button. Yeah, I'm gonna take a break and eat.